I let's crack straight into it.
Yeah. So today it's actually it's actually quite of a I won't say it's a deep one, but it's more introspective in a way because I'm still even processing it. I'm still thinking about it.
Same.
And the topic basically is the time we realize um gaming can be therapy or therapeutic, right?
Mm.
And just looking at certain video games, right? You're thinking to yourself, like, how can this be therapeutic? Like all the shooting, all the violence, all the fighting, XYZ. Do you understand? But to some people, man, when you compare it to life, when you compare it to real life, man, it's so much easier.
No, it's hectic.
It's honestly so much easier because if you think about it, with a video game, you kind of know what to expect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you sit down, like let's say it's a fighting game, you sit down, you pick your character, you know you have a certain amount of health, and you know that, if I don't do XYZ, I'm going to lose. And that's basically it. And you can just get lost in that loop, maybe, I don't know, learning new combos or just enjoying the gameplay. But then when you compare it to
Mm.
life, you go out, man, a
It's
bird can
different.
take a dump on your head, a car can hit you, you're like, what's going on? But yeah.
I think the way I also saw that topic, like as soon as she asked, I just thought, ugh, I can't remember last time I played a game that just felt like peaceful. Because even
Yeah.
if I don't want to play Tarky, so that's Tarkov, and I go and play, let's say, Black Myth Wukong, which is a game about the Monkey King.
Yeah.
That's still stressful. Like games nowadays,
That's
they just
a
make it competitive.
that's a single player game, right?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
And it's kind of like Elden Ring, so it's like hard. It's difficult. So
Yeah.
I was just sat there thinking, bro, I think last time I had therapy because in gaming, like the whole point and what keeps people coming back, right, is the challenge
Mm-hmm.
of feeling like you accomplished something when you beat certain things. Because even if you think about Super Mario, which most people be familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
there are those stages where you just kept trying to jump across and you die.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so there's always that. I'd say the person that actually, funny enough, the person that probably plays a therapeutic game more so is Jasmine because
Yeah.
she plays Animal Crossing, and every time she'll be like, "Come see my island. I did this," and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
"This game is so peaceful. I don't know if it could actually keep me."
Yeah.
But when we talk about the concept of like when we realize gaming can be therapy, for me, it was more of a period in time
Mm-hmm.
when it was, to put it bluntly, COVID.
Mm.
To put it bluntly, during COVID, I realized how much gaming helped a lot of people keep their sanity.
Yeah.
And that was when us as an organization ran our first ever tournament when we butted heads with the idea of this business, and we ran a tournament that we didn't even market or
Mm-hmm.
put out there or ad like that. Everything we did was organic, and we
Yeah.
had people competing from Russia, from Estonia, from Nigeria, from
Yeah.
America, from
From all over
England.
the
Like
world, yeah.
honestly, and like the engagement as well in our Discord when we did that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it just showed that that was a moment where people needed that connector of gaming, to just kind of forget the issues of the world and what the world was going through as a whole.
Yeah.
And I think that period really showed me just how much connection is can be made through gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And during that period as well, for me, like I was going through quite a few personal things,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it just helped me forget them.
Yeah.
I I was injured, relationship drama, this
Yeah.
and that, and that period, like I just forgot things, and I just gamed with my homies, did our little walk that you're allowed to do
Yeah.
during COVID times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just gaming the homies, banter, just forgetting issues,
Mm-hmm.
which probably leads to another interesting conversation when does it move shift from therapy to escapism?
Yeah, I was literally thinking that as you're literally saying everything. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and a blunt way I can put that is it moves to escapism when you start to avoid responsibilities,
Mm-hmm.
because therapy is designed for you to sit back, reflect on things and take action.
Mm-hmm.
So whilst gaming can do that for you, the moment you don't take action and you just keep sitting there, then
Mm-hmm.
you're just escaping at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. About COVID. Like COVID really showed me how like, how gaming connected a lot of people, especially in a time period like that. So, like I remember how crazy COVID was. And even
Mhm.
thinking back about it, it feels like as if that period of time was like a simulation because it's like
Yep.
you're stuck in your house, you can't leave, it's total lockdown. And it at certain points it felt like the world was ending. I won't even lie because I'm
Yeah.
thinking, because I know back then I was thinking to myself, okay, like, if this carries on, um, how are people going to be able to, I mean, how a business is going to be able to function, how are people going to be able to function,
Mhm.
just how is the world going to be able to carry on. I know it sounds a bit dramatic right now, but
Mhm.
that was literally what was going through my mind at the time. But then gaming kind of changed all of that. It kind of brought people together in a crazy period, and it was therapeutic. And if you look at some of the things that can be seen as therapeutic. For example, talking with people close to you, talking with friends. We did that through gaming.
Mhm.
Like
And
that was like a natural remedy that we were going through as we were
yeah.
gaming, talking to people. And from talking to people, you're, you know, you're sharing your thoughts, you're talking about how you're
Mhm.
feeling. You have this sense of camaraderie with people that are literally experiencing the exact same thing you're
Exact same
experiencing.
thing.
So, it just makes going through that crazy period like a lot easier, right?
Hmm.
And, going back to what you said about us um, throwing our first ever tournament,
Hmm.
that was something that, funny enough, we had been thinking about doing for the longest time, but
Hmm.
then we were procrastinating. If we're
Yeah.
if we're calling a spade, and
Hmm.
just getting our stuff together, right, and actually doing it, it just showed us the impact gaming had or can have
Hmm.
in general. Just connecting different people from all over the world, and everything was completely organic. So it just kind of showed
We're using
how,
spreadsheets to
we're
calculate
using
scores.
spreadsheets to do everything. I'll never forget the night when we were trying to calculate everything. Like I didn't sleep till like the
That was a
morning.
late night.
Yeah, that was a really late night, but it was worth it. But yeah,
But
yeah, go on.
if I just want to add to that, right? Like it's
Yeah,
funny as well because as much as we weren't probably, I'd say COVID is probably the time when I started learning to reflect, right? But even when we ran the tournament, we weren't even necessarily thinking in a reflective state, but we said to each other, we're like, yo, what can we do? This is how we basically had the conversation. We're like, what can we do to help people? Because me and you, so this is myself and OJ,
yeah,
we're in houses with family, so we're good. But we know we have some homies that are not living with anyone. They're just going through this on their ones. How can
yeah,
we make them feel connected? Which led to the tournament. I had friends that I genuinely, I say this with the utmost respect, trash at gaming, messaging me about the tournament, and they had an like amazing time. One of
yeah,
my boys, Emmanuel, he actually had the player of the tournament. That was the guy that threw the C4 out of the helicopter onto the other one.
yeah,
He literally doesn't play COD, right? And just to put it into perspective in a way that probably business minds and corporates will understand, I'll give you some stats here, right? The global, and this is just show how naturally therapeutic it is and how much people realize this during this period.
yeah,
The global video market revenue grew by approximately 23.1% in 2020, right? PwC estimated a 10% growth in video game segment during 2020, even as broader entertainment and media market declined by 3.8%. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what a report highlights that consumer earnings from games and interactive media rose 12%, totaling about $139.9 billion in 2020. The UK video games market hit a record 7 billion in 2020, a 30% jump from 2019. Like and the last one is during the pandemic, console
Mm-hmm.
sales climbed 75% and gaming PCs spiked 70%, while VR hardware also saw strong gains of 29% increase. Like I think during that period, even families started gaming together.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. 100%. I
And the
feel,
proof is kind of in the pudding now,
yeah.
isn't it?
No, it is. I mean, just based off all the stats that you read, it basically just proves the point that gaming is a major part of people's lives, you
Mhm.
know, and gaming is sort of here to stay, you know.
Whether anyone likes it or not, quite frankly.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's just the truth. So
yeah,
you either, yeah, I'm gonna say this. No, I'm not gonna say it nice. I'm gonna say it in a very direct way, right? You
yeah.
either learn to understand it and learn how
Mm-hmm.
to utilize it,
Mm-hmm.
because even when we're younger, when gaming wasn't that big,
Mm-hmm.
my mom used to seize my video games and hide them.
Okay. Yeah,
And once she left the house, bro,
yeah,
I will find that game. I was literally telling her this yesterday. I'll find the game. I'll play it. I'll keep checking the balcony at every break I have,
yeah.
and then I'll put it back
Actually,
exactly
the way, yeah,
the way she hid it away.
yeah,
And it's just like, and in today the honest truth is these kids, man, they're even more advanced than we were when we were younger. Like
yeah,
from day dot, they know how to use a phone. My niece at one was answering like her dad's phone whenever I called.
yeah,
So it's just like rather than looking at it as a waste of time and things like that, just learn how to use it. And that's I guess that's the whole point of what we do, to help parents along that journey and to break it down and make it simple for them so they don't feel like it's something that is intense and difficult to grasp, because quite frankly it isn't. And one thing I'd say is every single person at heart is a gamer. You just need to find what genre
yeah.
is
Just
your bag.
yeah, exactly. You just need to find out what works for you. You know.
Hmm.
Actually, just thinking back to um a couple. You know, they're like family friends of mine, and
Hmm.
um I remember they sat down with us and we just talked them through gaming together, right?
Hmm.
And fast forward,
I remember.
fast forward a couple of months to now, like you're seeing both of them, like they play a bunch of games together. You know, they've actually gotten closer from playing the
Hmm.
games that we recommended to them together. And it's honestly so crazy or interesting to see, like both of them, right? The guy, he doesn't necessarily play adventure games. He's more of like a
Hmm.
sports person, you know.
Hmm.
He plays American football, Madden, and then he plays 2K. That's it. And then his
Hmm.
wife, she doesn't necessarily play games that much. I mean, I remember the game she was quoting when we first had a call with her, and she was like, I think, was it Zelda, like old school
Hmm.
Zelda? And I was like, okay, I mean, that's interesting.
That's a classic.
We've definitely got our work cut out for us. But I mean, I remember we recommended, I think, Elden Ring and some other games for them, and literally they were able to work through everything. And now from that, like they're playing a way out together. They're playing Split Faction. They're playing all these co-op games that, you know, it wouldn't
You know,
necessarily.
getting to point B
Yeah,
without the
yeah,
help
yeah.
of each other. Yep.
Exactly. So, like, gaming kind of actually unlocked a new facets of their relationship that they didn't even know that they had. I remember when Minecraft first came out, right? I looked at the game, I was like, okay, this game seems, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea. It just seems like as if it's for kids. And I was just like, yeah, that's not me. I think at the time I was deep into FIFA, Call of Duty,
Mhm.
like a Battlefield, you name it. Do you understand? So the idea of Minecraft, like it just seemed like it just wasn't for me. The same thing with like Fortnite, right? And then fast forward, what, like what, 13 years, 12, 13 years. And I don't know what got me to actually pick up Minecraft, but then I got it. I downloaded it, and boy, what a game! Like what a like Minecraft is insane, and I can see why it's where it is right now. And
Mhm.
just tying it all back to like the topic of gaming being therapy. If you really want to see if gaming is therapeutic, play Minecraft, because that game just like,
That's your creativity come
bro,
through.
it lets your creativity flow. And don't get it twisted, or Minecraft isn't like yes it's peaceful, but then before you actually get to a certain level where you're like, okay, you need to go through some walls, man, and it catches you off guard. You might think it's child's play, but then you're like, oh wow, like you find out very quickly that okay, you need to be on your game. Do you understand?
Mhm.
And I feel like going through that process of like struggling, being bad at the game, figuring things out, and then leveling up, getting better at it, and then just knowing exactly what to do, and then just going through more advanced things like, I don't know, like let's say building your base, setting up like different mechanisms that helps make the game easier for you. I feel like all
Mhm.
of that has been therapeutic for me, to the point
Mhm.
where when I'm playing Minecraft, I'm literally like at peace. And when I'm not playing it, if I'm like just driving around, I'm looking at different buildings in the city, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if I could recreate that
Mhm.
in my world. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But
I worked. I
yeah, go
worked with a
on.
trainee who basically built a blueprint of Newcastle on Minecraft. And when he was showing me that, I was so impressed because I was like, I mean, therapy is different for everyone, right? Everyone
Mm-hmm.
takes different things, like, and that might not necessarily be the same for everyone. But what I would say is, like, I remember my nephew as well. He
Mm-hmm.
showed me a skyscraper he built in Minecraft, and at this point he was like, what, 4? I was like,
Yeah.
excuse
Mm-hmm.
me, you built this? He was like, yeah. Do you want to see the living room, the lounge? And I was just like, someone can be showing such signs of natural creativity for technical design and architecture,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't even know because you think, and now I'm about to caveat into, the stereotype, you think they're wasting their time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a bit like a, a natural talent you've just missed out on.
Yeah. Yeah. It is sad, and unfortunately for us, we face that, or we face that more as Nigerians, right? Just
Yeah.
just coming from that background is basically just been a part of our culture. And the reason why I say it's sad is because like a lot of parents don't necessarily take the time to to actually get involved, to figure out what their kids are doing, what they're playing, why they're enjoying what they're playing, like what is it that actually gets them hooked, spending, you know, these amounts of hours playing these games, and they just immediately
Yeah.
think that, oh, okay, yeah, it's a waste of time, it's frying your brain, let's just turn it off. They think that's like the easiest solution. The easiest solution is just to seize the games, lock them away, and then
Mhm.
expect everything to be fine. But
just to speak to that
Yeah,
even,
go
right?
on.
And this is just a, a random story from yesterday. So I was talking to my sister just about gaming and her two boys
Hmm.
because my
How old are
nephew
they?
just got so Jed just turned 13 and Joe's, oh Chichi, don't kill me. I think he's 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, but she I was basically talking to her about gaming and she he likes Fortnite, he likes FIFA, but he also likes fighting games. And he's getting to that age where he's getting so competitive. He's talking that talk like, yeah, I'll win, da da da.
Hmm.
And I'm just sat here thinking, you know, it's funny because she was basically asking me, is there Mortal Kombat on the new consoles? Because that's what we grew up playing,
Hmm.
and she can throw hands in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I know for a fact he doesn't know how good she used to be at Mortal Kombat.
Hmm.
So it's funny because if they get that game and they play it together, she would absolutely destroy him.
Yeah.
But he does in his head, his mom doesn't have a clue about games,
Yeah.
right? So I've encouraged her. I'm like, listen, I'd actually sit down and record this session.
Yeah. Of two of you
I want
just,
to see this.
yeah.
You guys just going at it in Mortal Kombat. Like, that would be jokes.
Yeah.
But like, if he saw her, you would not think she ever gamed, and that's the thing, right? Like, it's always. I don't even necessarily want to call it your inner child because I feel like it applies to everyone. But like, I just think that somewhere along the line we always lose certain things that we used to do for fun as we grow older,
Yeah. I
and that's
mean,
something that is still quite applicable regardless of age,
yeah.
which is like gaming,
Yeah.
the therapy that comes with it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Can you tell me one moment when gaming unexpectedly eased stress or sadness for you? And two, a time when gaming felt like like you're escaping, but turned out to be healing or a creativity session that you didn't realize you needed.
Uh, okay, wait.
On the
Was,
spot.
bro, was,
Let's do it one at a time,
okay,
right?
yeah.
So give me
Give me the first question, I beg.
okay one moment one moment where gaming unexpectedly eased stress or sadness.
When gaming unexpectedly ease stress or sadness. Um, um, okay. So there was a period where there was a period where I was away from my family, right? And I was feeling, I was feeling a bit homesick, right? And back then, feeling homesick, man, just being homesick was terrible. Like I just felt bad. I felt like crying all the time. Like I miss my family and all of that. But then I remember like I had a PSP at the time, and I had like a bunch of games. And I also had a friend I was in school with me at the time. I was in boarding school, and he also
Mhm.
had a PSP, and he had like similar games to me. And when we kind of like discovered that we liked the same games, yeah, we literally just started like playing together. And funny enough, like in those moments where, me and him were just like talking about, oh, leveling up our character or doing this or
Mhm.
doing that, it completely like just took my mind off how I was feeling, like feeling homesick. And it actually kind of like made me feel better. Like I felt, thinking about it now, I felt like, okay, this guy that I'm gaming with, he's definitely feeling how I'm feeling. Do you understand?
Feeling.
And it's like we're going through the same things, but we didn't die. Do you understand? We're okay. Do you understand? Like, like we're okay. Like we're gaming. Like we're having fun, and honestly, everything just felt at peace. So everything just felt okay, you
Mhm.
know. So I would say that was probably
Yeah.
one moment. And the game I was playing then, it was, I think it was Monster Hunter. There was one that came out on
Mm,
PSP. I can't remember like what the name was, the actual name, but I know it was definitely like a Monster Hunter game. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
Okay. And then tell me a time when gaming felt like an escape, but actually turned out to be, you know,
Therapy
productive
or
and
productive.
therapeutic and healing, or just any of those.
Uh, um, I would say it was when I think it was the first time I played Elden Ring.
Mhm.
Yeah, it had to be when I played Elden Ring. At the time, I'd played a couple of games that were similar to Elden Ring. I played one game called Bloodborne
Mm.
that was similar to
Okay.
Elden Ring, but I never finished it. And I was just like, yeah, I beg. Then Elden Ring came out, and yeah, I was, I was literally hooked. I was hooked in the game. I was literally hooked in like the gameplay loop. And I'll never forget
Mhm.
like just going through the different fights. There was one particular boss battle I was going through. And guy, I was at this thing for at least like an hour, just repeating that battle. And guy, like I remember just entering like flow states, like just literally just before I finally defeated the boss. I remember entering flow states and I was like, wow, like, is this what I'm capable of? Guy, I literally felt like Neo at, at the end of the Matrix. Do you understand? And then after I finally beat the boss in hindsight, I was like, oh wow, okay, so I can literally, I felt like I could literally do anything if I just put
Mhm.
my mind
Mhm.
and my time to it. And obviously not just putting your mind and your time, because the thing with Elden Ring is every boss battle or every boss battle you're in, they all have certain move sets. Do you understand? And
Mhm.
you have to learn these move sets to be able to
Mhm.
win. And that was basically what I was doing subconsciously. Do you understand? To actually win.
Mhm.
So just
Mhm.
coming out from that boss battle, I was like, okay, you know what? I can literally do anything. Because the fact I was able to
Mhm.
sit down and literally pull off a flawless round of beating this guy, bro, I felt on top of the world. Do you understand? So
Mhm.
in a way, it kind of like it it reshaped my mind as to how I saw challenges. Do you
Mhm.
understand?
Mhm.
In general. So I was just like, you know, I came out looking at like just, you know, work that I had to do at the time as, yeah, this is child's play. There's definitely a pattern as
Mhm.
to how I can achieve this. I just need to figure it
Mhm.
out.
So one thing I can give gaming definite credit for is helping you consciously realize what flow state looks like,
Feels like,
right? And
yeah,
feels like as well.
yeah,
Sorry. And I remember during COVID, OJ and I read a book called The Power of Now. Right.
yeah, yeah.
The concept of the power of now is learning to be present when you're doing things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what you'll find is, especially today, there are too many distractions when you're doing things, right?
Yeah,
So it's very difficult to be present when you're doing something. And when you get step into flow state in a game, you're not thinking, because humans, we overthink a lot, right? You're not thinking, oh, if I dodge this way, what if he swings right? What if I move back? You're not thinking about those consequences. You're in the moment and you're quite literally flowing, right?
yeah.
And I remember when I read The Power of Now, because it's a very, how do I describe this book? It's a very meditative type of book, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember because I listened to it on an Audible. I remember thinking, what the heck is this guy on about, right?
Yeah,
But then I remember there was a particular bit where he was really talking about being present and learning, even if you're just going on a walk, just be there. Don't be on your phone, don't be listening to music, just be there. And I remember when I listened to it, I didn't really understand it. And then we had a tournament in Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, which was the 5v5 competitive game we spoke about last week.
Yeah.
And it's a tournament. So my hand was already jittery from the start.
Yeah.
And then they killed all of my teammates. So it was me versus 5 people.
Yeah.
And I just went into this mindset where it's like, I mean, no one's expecting me to win this.
Might as
So what's the
well.
point about overthinking it? And
Yeah.
I dropped all of them. And it was like a massive clip in like the tournament Discord and everything.
Yeah. You won the round
Right.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. I won the round basically against all odds. So I had about 30 seconds to win the round and 5 people to defeat
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
And that made like that gave me an understanding of what I'd listened to that I wasn't really getting,
Mm-hmm.
which is like that flow state comes from being present, right? And
Mm-hmm.
in a world where everything's a distraction now, you want
Mm-hmm.
to send a text, you pick your phone up, next thing you're liking posts about football highlights.
Yep.
It's like, bruh, like
And
everything's a
then
distraction. Just gone.
and then you forget why you picked up your
Get what
phone
you why you
in the
picked your
first
phone in the
place.
first
Yeah.
place. It's crazy, right? And just having a game really break that down to me to understand that I was like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that now applies to life. Like, listen, if I really want to get a task done and I lock in, I'm finishing that even
Yeah.
quicker than I thought I ever would. Right. And it's just learning how to differentiate those. So thank you for those answers. Now, I guess something I want to ask you is because I think this question like fits nicely with you because I feel like you're this type of gamer, right?
Yeah.
What routine? Why does routine and mastery in games feel therapeutic?
Why does routine and mastery in games feel
Games feel therapeutic.
therapeutic?
And the reason I'm asking OJ this question is because like there's certain games that listen, I'm not touching,
Yeah.
right? But this guy has a way of selling them to me, and I'm like, you know what? Try it because it's not my typical bag. And
Yeah.
a lot of the time I end up enjoying it because I'm a simple man. I just like to compete and say, yeah, I'm better
Yeah.
than you.
Yeah.
While OJ is like one of those gamers that he likes like the deep stuff like, okay, I built this. This is what it's doing for me. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
like Project Zomboid, you like Minecraft. You've been trying to sell Minecraft to me for the past couple of weeks. I
Yeah.
do understand the value in it, but I just wonder if
Mm-hmm.
I'd play it.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, Minecraft, you might as well sponsor this guy because it's
Ah.
getting close.
Yeah.
So yeah, just talk to me.
Um.
So like, why does that? What do you? What's this? Just tell me how you feel when you like get routine and like mastery of certain things. So I can give you an example to even make it easier for you. Monster Hunter, you and that your weapon. What's it called again?
The switchblade.
Yeah.
Switchblade.
So
Okay. So for me, like the kind of person I am, I
mhm,
like I like things being organized. Do you understand?
mhm,
I like planning out things beforehand. Do you understand? Like it makes it easier for me and it gives me structure. Because if I don't
mhm,
have that structure, like I won't get anything done. I won't do anything. I'll just
mhm,
freestyle. And even if I'm
mhm,
doing things for a while, like after a while, I'll drop off and I'll stop.
mhm,
And like that also applies to like kind of the games I play. Like I like games that I can start from zero, right? I can start from not having anything, no skills or whatever, and then I build and I can build myself up to become
mhm.
this, I guess, this ultimate
Yo,
character, and I don't know, maybe for me, I feel like it stemmed from when I was a kid, when I was a lot younger, like I read a lot of books and a lot
mhm.
of like fantasy, dark fantasy kind of books. Do you understand? A lot of Harry Potter.
Goosebumps.
I mean, goosebumps here and there, but like a lot of Harry Potter, do you understand?
Mhm,
And some other like fantasy type books. So that kind of also influenced the kind of games I was into. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like I love being able to like level up different aspects of a character. Do you understand? Whether it's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
intelligence, strength, or whatnot. Like like the I love the detail that goes into game mechanics like that. I don't know what it is.
I think I could tell.
I just love, just going through that loop of like leveling up this and seeing how much like better it gets. So like let's say I
Mm-hmm.
find I find an item, right? And it does XYZ to my character. And then I find another item that's even better than the last item I found. There's
Mm-hmm.
just this, I don't know, there's just this dopamine hit that I get,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I saw that a lot with like Minecraft games that have to do with like finding like lots of materials and stuff. And this is where the whole organized personality traits I have spills into my gaming. Like
Mm-hmm.
in my so-called home in Minecraft, everything's organized. I have a place where I
Mm-hmm.
keep everything. And like if
Mm-hmm.
something is out of whack, I have to fix it. Everything needs to be centered so that I know where everything is. I know where my swords are. I know where my materials are. I know where my food is. It's just, I guess it's just like who I am,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
What I would say to that is, from what you're saying, there is, and I think gaming does this brilliantly,
Yeah.
and this is probably a tool that we'd be working with parents to make sure they get,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the way gaming handles progress tracking,
Yeah.
right? So you probably won't feel the way you feel when you do these things and you level up if you couldn't see that you've leveled up,
Yeah.
right? If you just
Mm-hmm.
had to, if you've gone from fighting a guy and he's decking you no matter how many hits you land to giving him one punch and that's it.
Yeah.
That's him done. And you had to kind of just, and you're just like, oh, I'm stronger. It doesn't hit as when you see that experience bar go up,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden you're no longer sprinting your character, you're walking in slow motion because you think you're the business, the bee's knees.
Yeah.
And like you know them ones where you like level up and you're like, yeah, you were beating me, I couldn't defeat you.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. You see that what's that boss called as soon as you spawn in Elden Ring, the guy on the horse?
I've forgotten his name, but I know who you're
Right. So
talking about. Yeah.
there's a knight on a horse in this Elden Ring game we're talking about, that as soon as you spawn, you're still in rag clothes. I thought I needed to beat him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This guy this guy decked me for like 3 days
Mm-hmm.
until OJ goes, you could just run around him, right? So I ran away. And
Yeah.
because he had wasted 3 days of my life,
Yeah.
when I leveled my character up, I came back to that guy and I was like, yeah, it's personal.
Yeah.
Right? Gaming has a way of making you visually see that tracking when it comes to your progress
Yeah.
that we need to learn to mimic in life. I
Mm.
can I can relate that back to the gym when my boy got me into powerlifting. Pre me doing powerlifting training, I think the maximum I'd ever benched in my life was 70.
Mm-hmm.
The day I hit 80, it hit different.
Mm-hmm.
The day I hit 90, it hit different. And I was like, you know what? I can keep going up. Then I did 100, 110, 120, 130. Do you understand? And I was just like, this is that same feel I get when my character does certain things.
Yeah.
And they're just certain, when my character levels up. I literally felt like I was leveling up IRL, right? So in real life,
Mm-hmm.
right? And gaming knows how to do that. The gym is very easy to identify. This is my progress bar. This is
Mm-hmm.
what I can do now compared to what I could do before,
Yeah.
right? So now it's a case of breaking that down in real life. There's
Mm-hmm.
skills I've picked up that I probably wouldn't have known I had them unless OJ, like unless OJ didn't. Like OJ told me about them, friends told me about them, and it goes back to when you ask someone, "What's your talent?" Like, I don't know, I don't have any. That's cap.
Yeah.
You have a talent,
You
you just can't
probably,
recognize it.
yeah, you just can't
While in
recognize
games,
it.
like it will clearly show you that. So that's another thing that we work at, and it's helping you break down your abilities,
Yeah.
almost kind of like a gaming experience screen
Yeah.
to help you identify what is your kid naturally
Good at.
inclined to or
Yeah.
good at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's another therapeutic part of it, just how clearly you can see your progress, and
Yeah.
it's a different type of dopamine hit.
Games have like an amazing way of just making you feel like you have progressed, or even
Hmm.
sometimes just making you go through that loop um of growth, or like I said, progression, and like just different tells and um different what's the word, different effects that kind of
Hmm.
like just give you that dopamine hits. Do you
Hmm.
understand? But yeah, I think I answered your
You did. So
yeah,
like,
the second question.
I think that
What was it
what
again?
you
I
answered
beg.
was what
The second question, because I literally
it
just went
was
off on a tangent.
times when gaming felt like escape but turned out to be healing,
Healing.
basically.
Okay. Was that the first or the second question?
That was the second. Oh no, actually no. You answered that. Sorry.
Yeah, the
That's my
second
bad.
question.
It
Yeah.
was um give me a second here. Why routine and mastery in games can feel therapeutic.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know, and another thing as well that I find quite interesting about gaming and why it can still feel like therapy is, and you can definitely relate to me on this
Yeah.
one. Gaming allows emotional expression without judgment.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh my days!
It
Do
does.
you know what? Yeah, I have gamed with some of the homies and seen or heard emotional expressions that I can't really. I don't even know what it is. It's like sort of shouting and laughing and giggling. Then
Yeah.
it's just a whole range of emotional
Yeah.
expressions, and
Yeah.
it's never really taken personal. So it
Yeah.
almost feels like like you're sat with a therapist in a sense where
That
you're not
knows you,
judged.
that understands
Yeah,
you. Do you
yeah,
understand?
and you're not judged, and you can
Yeah.
just
Be yourself.
genuinely be yourself. And funny enough,
Oh,
right?
well, that being like obviously not being judged, like as long as it's not like really
As long as
as
you
long
don't
as it's
get,
not
as long as
offensive,
you don't
not
get
being
carried away,
racist.
don't get carried away.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't get
yeah,
when someone's going fly to the
yeah,
ends, right?
yeah, yeah.
But like, but like when I say, but even at that, right? Even at that
Mm-hmm,
conversation about racism, right?
mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example of something that happened to me. So I played a match on Tarkov, and there was this kid that just kept saying rubbish through
Game chat.
this this is actually quite dark, so I'm going to have to be sensible about how I say it. Right? So he was saying like a lot of racist things through game chat, and
Mm-hmm,
I added him.
mm-hmm.
And I sent him a message. I was like, dude, do you know what? I don't know what was going on with me this day, right? I was feeling very Christiany. So I just messaged him.
So
I
he
was
was
like,
feeling very Christian. Like I was in the spirit.
I was just like, what's actually going on with you?
Wow,
Right?
look at that.
And the guy messaged back. He was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Dude, you seem really upset." And I'm not saying this to like tease or make fun of you. I don't know this guy from Adam, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, "What's actually up with you?" And this guy sent me a dark message in terms
Mm.
of like not dissing me, but he actually explained what's going on with him and why he was saying the racist things he was saying. And now it's not just fireball in terms of like being racist, but basically
Mm.
this person lived in Estonia or lives in Estonia, like, and basically
There's always
he
Estonia.
his his sibling
I've been what?
had been assaulted
Ooh, oh,
by an immigrant
uh,
who just so happens to be a black person.
Oh, okay.
and she took her own life.
Oof.
Basically, right, he had lost a family member to
Mm-hmm.
something that happened between him and um well, not between him. He had lost a family member to someone, a black person, basically. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, after having that conversation, honestly, I went to bed after that conversation because I did not expect it to get that deep.
Yeah.
Um, but
Were you able to
like
like
I said,
sorry, go on.
I calmed him down, and I did say that obviously don't know what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like we can't paint everyone with a brush.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we
Mm-hmm.
can't put. I mean, if we're doing that, then you know, black people also have an excuse to say stuff like that.
To other
And it's
races.
just
Yeah.
it doesn't work for anyone. And he was like, yeah, he knows. He's just been very very bitter and angry.
Mm.
And yeah, like it was a nice resolution to, and he was like, genuinely appreciate like you having this conversation with me. I mean, I
And
haven't spoke to the guy again because like I
yeah,
don't know him,
I
but
mean,
like,
yeah, and obviously, sorry to cut you off. Like, him, like both of you having that conversation. Do you understand? Coming from him saying racist stuff to you
mm,
actually getting together and like having a conversation. Guy, like, do you know how rare that is like to happen, especially in the gaming space? Do you understand? Like for
mm,
two people that like you have every right to
to
be
be
like,
upset.
yeah, I beg, yeah, you have every right to be upset, not want to speak to this person, want to report him, and even say your own nasty stuff back to him.
Mm,
But then you took the time to actually sit down and have a conversation with him, and then from there, from that one conversation, right, both of you were able to sort of come to like a middle ground.
mm,
You kind of understood where he was coming from, and he was able to understand where you were coming from, and that
mm.
was all through a video game. Like, do you think that if you guys hadn't met online, you'd be able to have that conversation with him? Hell no. Like,
I'd have probably just ignored him if I
yeah,
was walking past him. I heard him shouting type of stuff he
like,
was saying.
do you understand? And it's like, and I'm sure for him now, he's going to be able to reflect and be like, okay, you know what?
That's
Maybe,
crazy.
yeah, maybe this isn't the way to go about it. Do you understand?
Mm.
And you, on the flip side, you can be like, you know what? When somebody is saying crazy stuff, they,
What? Why are they
yeah,
saying
why?
that?
They might actually just be going through some stuff. It doesn't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean,
Mm,
everything is all kumbaya. You want to go and hug the
mm.
person. Yes, I know we're Christians and all of that, but, sometimes, you know, yeah, you have to pop out and show niggas. But but anyways, like, that right there is a typical example of just gaming being therapy for two
Mm,
people that have never met before, that are on different ends of the world, are from different cultures, but then because of that singular common ground, like they were able to go away understanding each other a little bit
mm,
more. Do you understand? And that I believe is one of the strongest things about gaming, you
yeah.
know?
Mm,
Um, like there's so many times, so many moments where things like that have happened. Do you understand? And I feel
mm.
like lots of these things could be solved, through a game, man. You
Yeah.
know. But
1v1 me.
1v1 me, man, Rust. Let's run it.
1v1 me.
Do you
But
understand?
yeah, that's um I mean we've said a lot and we don't want to bombard
Yeah.
people today. So I'll just have a couple of things that I'd like people to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to think about what game they enjoy playing that can be therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick your most stressful game. I mean, hey, there's therapy in different ways, right? Like,
To
but
be fair, to be fair, yeah.
yeah, like at some point, even though Escape from Tarkov stresses me out, at some point it was a nice escape. But the thing is, if you escape and you just keep taking L's in that game, Oh boy, you could go to bed quite
Yeah.
frustrated. So there's that, and just take notice. I guess my call to action would be take notice of next time, or when you start getting involved with your kids' game and when it looks like they had a good time
Hmm.
and sessions therapeutic to them.
Yeah.
And in moments where they're having a bad time, are there conversations that you can have when you hear them throwing tantrums? Are there conversations you can have about ways they can improve and actually shift their attention from just, oh, he did this and he did that, to this is how I contributed to it. What could I have done better? And get them really thinking and noticing what they're doing, because it's never too early to teach your kids to be reflective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any call to action for the people
Call
then?
to action. Let's see. Call to action. Call to action. Let's see. I mean, the only thing that I would say is, and I know it sounds very like floaty and very mystic, but I mean, just try and be, to those that do game, just try and be a bit more, I guess, self-aware of like how you're
Present.
feeling, yeah, when you're gaming. Do you understand? Obviously, I know maybe after work, after class, after school, you just want to turn on the game and just, and
Let's go
just
now.
game. But then maybe even if it's for like a minute or 2 minutes,
Hmm.
maybe just ask yourself, okay, why do I feel like gaming? Why do I feel like playing this particular game? When you are
Hmm.
playing, ask yourself, okay, how am I feeling? How is this making me feel? And yeah, don't even read anything into it. Do you understand? Just
Hmm.
ask yourself those questions and then see what comes up. That's it. Don't read into it. Don't think, oh, this means X, X means just chill.
Hmm.
Just start small and then just take it from there. Uh
Yeah.
that's basically it, really. That's
All right, my
basically it.
people.
Yeah.
On that note, it's goodbye and GG's.
Yeah, GG's.